Olympian Sergei Grinkov died at the peak of his career 30 years ago. Inside his death and the genetic risk factor named after him. Two-time gold medalist Sergei Grinkov died on November 20th, 1995. Renowned for his elegance on the ice and his electric partnership with his wife, Ekaterina Gordeeva, Russian figure skater Sergei Grinkov's life was heartbreakingly cut short at the peak of his career. On November 20th, 1995, the 28-year-old two-time Olympic gold medalist was rehearsing with Gordeeva for the Stars on Ice tour in Lake Placid, New York, when he suddenly collapsed on the ice. Emergency responders rushed him to Adirondack Medical Center per the New York Times. Grinkov had suffered a massive heart attack due to severe, undiagnosed coronary artery disease, according to the Los Angeles Times, and was pronounced dead about an hour after arriving. Grinkov's death shocked the figure skating community and beyond. However, his legacy has endured through his wife and their daughter, Daria, who was just 3 years old at the time of his passing. "I don't want Daria to cry when she talked about Sergei," Gordeeva said during an interview with the Chicago Tribune in October 1996. "I want her to be able to explain to all people who her father was and what a wonderful man he was." So, how did Sergei Grinkov die? Here's everything to know about the figure skater's fatal heart attack. Grinkov died on November 20th, 1995, at just 28 years old, of a massive heart attack. An autopsy performed by Dr. Francis Varga revealed that Grinkov had severe coronary artery disease, with one major artery almost completely blocked and a disproportionately enlarged heart linked to high blood pressure, which had gone untreated, per the Los Angeles Times. No drugs or alcohol were involved. Doctors also found signs that he had experienced a smaller, silent heart attack the day before his death. The entire front half of his heart muscle and a part of the left side of his heart muscle were deprived of oxygen. His heart was disproportionately enlarged, Varga told the Los Angeles Times in November 1995. He continued, "It's probably related to a genetic predisposition. Unless his condition was discovered and he had a bypass, the probability of survival for him was remote. Many times in young people, the first sign of coronary artery disease is sudden death." Genetic testing later showed he carried the P1A2 variant, now sometimes referred to as the Grinkov risk factor, which is associated with early heart attacks, according to Duke Health. Grinkov's father similarly died from a heart attack 4 years prior, per the Los Angeles Times. When and where did Sergei Grinkov die? The Russian figure skater tragically died while training at the Olympic Center in Lake Placid, New York, alongside his wife and skating partner, Gordeeva. During a lift, Grinkov suddenly collapsed on the ice. Their coach, Marina Zueva, was the first to reach him, and paramedics arrived within minutes to provide emergency care. He was quickly transported to Adirondack Medical Center, where medical staff performed resuscitation efforts for approximately an hour. Despite their efforts, Grinkov was pronounced dead at 12:28 p.m. Eastern Time, per the Los Angeles Times. What is the Grinkov risk factor? 2 weeks after Grinkov's death, cardiologist Dr. Pascal Goldschmidt analyzed a blood sample from the figure skater, only to discover that he carried a variant of the P1A2 gene, which may be present in up to 20% of people, per CNN. This gene, now more commonly referred to as the Grinkov risk factor, normally plays a role in platelet formation, but individuals with this particular variation have platelets that are more prone to clumping, which may increase the risk of early-onset heart disease. What were Sergei Grinkov's last words? According to Time, Grinkov's last words were to his wife. He complained of feeling dizzy before lying down on the ice and losing consciousness. "I touched his skate to say a prayer for him, but his leg was limp," American figure skater Paul Wiley, who was present during Grinkov's death, recalled the time in December 1995. What legacy did Sergei Grinkov leave behind? Grinkov left a profound legacy in figure skating, remembered not only for his athletic brilliance, but also for inspiring generations of skaters. With his wife and partner, Gordeeva, he captured 2 Olympic gold medals, 1988 and 1994, and 4 world championships, earning worldwide admiration for their unparalleled artistry, technical mastery, and unmistakable emotional connection on the ice. Beyond his accomplishments on the ice, Grinkov was a father. He and Gordeeva welcomed a daughter, Daria, in 1992. Gordeeva published her memoir, My Sergei, a love story, in 1996, offering an intimate portrait of her life with Grinkov on and off the ice. Co-written with E.M. Swift, the book traces their path from young Soviet skaters to Olympic champions. He was my hero, Gordeeva told the Los Angeles Times that same year. From the first time I met him and the first time I started to skate with him, I always admired him. Building on the memoir, the 1998 TV movie, My Sergei, dramatizes their story, blending real skating footage, interviews, and reenactments to portray the couple's bond. Today, Gordeeva remains active in the world of figure skating, performing in shows and working as a coach and choreographer. She was married to fellow Olympic champion Ilya Kulik from 2001 to 2016, and during their marriage, they welcomed a daughter, Elizaveta, per biography. She later married Olympic skater David Pelletier in 2020, according to Pop Sugar.